In this installment, we're going to be going over Week 11 best bets, giving you my top plays for each and every game for this Week 11. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Week 11 best bets. I'm going to be giving you my top leans in each and every game for this week, all right? But before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon if you want more DFS betting and fantasy football advice. All of those links will be provided down below. And let's get into the first game we got going on, and that will be this game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts. Right now, this game is at a -7 for the road team in the Philadelphia Eagles, -295 on the money line. The over-under is at 45.5. All right, the Eagles have failed to cover the last 5 of the last 6 of their road games. All right, this is not a great matchup for them because the main weakness to the Philadelphia Eagles is that run-stopping ability. This was the Achilles heel against the Washington Commanders in the previous week. The reason why they lost that game at home, because they were able to really infiltrate this Eagles defensive line with Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. And hey, what do the Colts have? They have Jonathan Taylor. They have motivation on the side of the new coach of Jeff Saturday. A lot of good things are trending for this Indianapolis Colts team, and they are the home team. So with that, we got Eagles team, probably the Eagles a little bit hit right here. And now they're going up against a team that still has a solid line and is going to come at them with an elite top tier running back that's going to be continuously running down their throats. And then Matt Ryan is going to be relentless, getting the ball to Michael Pittman, getting the ball to Paris Campbell, and the guys that he has as well. So the way I'm leaning in this particular game, give me the +7 in the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not saying that the Colts will come out and outright win, but I do think they're going to keep this game close. And in past history, the Eagles have struggled covering these spreads on the road, all right? Next game we got. This game has been moved to Detroit here. So Bills get 2 games in Detroit. They're going to play the Browns, and they're going to face the Lions next week. So we have the Bills against the Cleveland Browns. The Bills are currently -8 on the spread. Over-under is at 50, and the money line is the Bills at -350. So in this particular game here, Bills are 16 out of 17 versus teams that have a losing record. So that bodes well for them in this game. And also, 6 out of Bills' last 7 games have gone on the under. So in this particular game, I don't think that the Bills will struggle defensively. I think they still have a strong defense despite the fact they have Tre'Davious White out. This is still a very good defense here. I don't think the Cleveland Browns can keep up pace with the Buffalo Bills. So that's why I see this game as an under 50. Bills should be able to put up points. The Browns defense has been the main problem of this team the entire season, all right? And the Bills, I think they are able to cover this spread as well, all right? So I think the Bills get things back under wraps here and take it to the Browns after being moved. All this confusion here, but they will show dominance against the Cleveland Browns. All right, next game we have the Washington Commanders going up against the Houston Texans. All right, in this game we have a -3. The road, we have a road favorite here in the Washington Commanders. After beating the Philadelphia Eagles, they get some respect at -3 here. Over-under is at 41. Money line is at -165. So in this game, Commanders have covered the spread in their last 3 games. That's going to be a positive sign, especially to see how they were finally motivated. And they came up with a huge win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, Texans have lost their last 23 games as an underdog versus NFC teams, all right? And then the key component in this game, what is the main struggle that the Houston Texans have on the defensive side of the ball? They cannot stop the run. So you're going to get the same dosage that the Philadelphia Eagles got the Texans will get it the same. They're going to get Brian Robinson and they're going to get Antonio Gibson over and over and over. You want to limit the opportunities that Taylor Heinicke has the ball so he does not turn the ball over. He has a propensity of turning that ball over. Keep it out of his hands. Give it to your running back. So I like -3 here in Washington Commanders to cover. And I also like the money line on the Commanders as well. All right. Let's continue to go down. In the 1 o'clock games, we have the Detroit Lions going up against the New York Giants. And in this game, Lions have lost 7 out of the last 8 games on the road, and the Giants have covered the spread in 5 out of the last 6 games as well. So Giants, well-coached team, just coming off a bye, as you can see. This spread is at -3. Nice, decent spread here. -175 on the money line, a 44.5 over under, right? Giants are more of a defensive team. They're not going to be chucking the ball up and down the field. They're going to utilize their running back in Saquon Barkley, and then they're going to deke and dunk down the field with Daniel Jones. So I don't see many points being scored in this game, despite the fact that the Detroit Lions are one of the poorest defenses in the league. Things have turned around the past 3 weeks, and I don't see where the Giants are going to be giving up big yardage to the Detroit Lions. And Jared Goff, who has been playing very, very up and down. He has the capability to put up a big game, but that needs to be equal side on both, okay? This is not a high-powered offense in the New York Giants, all right? Detroit Lions have some offensive capabilities, but I don't think that they're going to be putting up a lot of points on this Giants defense, all right? Especially if Leonard Williams is back. So I like the Giants to cover the spread at -3. I like the Giants to win outright. And if I'm leaning to an over-under, I would lean towards the under in this game, all right? Next 1 o'clock game that we have will be the Carolina Panthers going up against the Baltimore Ravens, okay? This game here, we have a huge favorite, -13. Over-under is at 41. And if you wanted the money line on either side, +500 Panthers, -675 for the Baltimore Ravens, all right? And in this one, the Panthers have lost their last 8 road games, and the last 7 underdogs have covered the spread against the Baltimore Ravens. So we have a couple narratives here. We have Baker Mayfield being the starter quarterback. He needs to prove himself, needs to stay as the starting QB. That's why I would lean to covering this +13 here, okay? It's a lot of points. I get it. The Baltimore Ravens are a very, very dominant team. That run offense that they have, despite the fact of all the injuries, it doesn't matter. And their defense continues to get better and better, all right? The acquisition of their recent trade was also great as well. So this Ravens defense, this Ravens team is coming together. They need Mark Andrews to come back as well. That's going to bode well for them. But I think Panthers can cover this +13. Obviously, there's no value in the Ravens money line, but I do think they win the game. And if I had to choose an over-under, I would go towards the under in this game, okay? All right, let's move on to the next 1 o'clock game. We got the Chicago Bears going up against the Atlanta Falcons, all right? And in this game, each of the Bears' last 4 games have gone on the over, and Bears have lost 6 out of the last 7 games as well. So this team here, we have the Chicago Bears, are finally clicking on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they have no more Roquan Smith and no more Robert Quinn. Those are big gaping holes defensively. This is why all these overs continue to hit. So we like the over in this game. Atlanta Falcons, Marcus Mariota can get things going with Cordarrelle Patterson. Maybe we can get a Kyle Pitts game, maybe a Drake London game. The weapons are there, right? Even despite the fact that they're going to run the ball, right? That's going to be a big problem here. Chicago Bears trying to stop the Atlanta Falcons. So I like the over in this game. We got 2 running quarterbacks. Possibilities are endless. I think Atlanta can cover this spread at -3. And give me the money line on the Falcons to beat them outright. All right. Next 1 o'clock game, we have the New York Jets on the road going against the New England Patriots. All right. This is a very, very scary environment here. We have the Jets in New England, all right? But this is not Tom Brady-led Patriots team. If we go back to that previous game between the Jets and the Patriots, which was in New Jersey, the Jets had full control of that game. They were going to take it away, but there was a penalty on John Franklin Myers that took back an interception that went for a touchdown, and that really turned the tables. Plus the fact that Zach Wilson threw two ugly interceptions. If that is nullified, then you got a clear dominant game from the New York Jets. And yet again, the New York Jets are 6-3 and are underdogs. I don't know when people will wake up, but you gotta go with the underdog. We're gonna take the plus 3.5, but if we're feeling froggy, give me the money line of the New York Jets in this game. All right, Mac Jones continues to struggle. They just need to stop Ramondre Stevenson, which they did in the first half, and then let them get a few spurts here and there in that second half. But this has been a very dominant Jets team. We saw what they were capable of doing against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We're going to go with the New York Jets money line, all right? Next game at 1 o'clock will be the Los Angeles Rams going up against the New Orleans Saints here, all right? The Rams have lost 5 out of their last 6 games in November, okay? That's concerning. 7 out of the last 9 Saints home games have gone on the under. We have a struggling quarterback here in Matt Stafford with no Cooper Kupp, all right? With no Cooper Kupp, this is very, very big news. And the running game is non-existent for the LA Rams. There's a lot of problems on that Rams side of the ball. On the Saints, Dalton has been struggling, and he's got Jameis Winston nipping on his heels to be the starting quarterback. So in this particular game, I'm going to lean towards the Saints at home and the under. I don't think that there's going to be many points scored in this game. Saints defense has been playing strong despite the fact they got ran all over. But that's a very strong offensive line and dynamic quarterback in Lamar Jackson. That's the reason why that happened against the Saints in that particular game. I think the Saints respond back and handle the LA Rams with no Cooper Kupp and no running game as well. All right, let's move on to the 4 o'clock slate. The first game with the 4 o'clock slate, we have the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Denver Broncos here. Raiders have covered the last 9 out of last 10 games versus the Broncos. That's a positive sign to see right there. And the Broncos have lost each of the last 6 games versus AFC West opponents here. So we have 2 teams we 100% can't trust, and that was the final straw last week that I saw from the Denver Broncos. Okay, that was just bad. That was just bad. Even though the Raiders have been poor as well, I think there's more talent on the Raiders side of the ball. We have injury news. No Jerry Jeudy in this game. So it's going to be Cortland Sutton and pretty much rookie Greg Dolchich that's going to be carrying this Denver Broncos offense. And other than that, there's no real wide receivers. At least the Raiders have Devontae Adams, okay? At least they have Josh Jacobs. They got some names here. They can get things going. They still have a solid pass rush. So give me the Raiders to cover this spread plus 3. And I wouldn't be surprised if they win it outright as well, okay? This Denver Broncos team, I've seen enough from Russell Wilson, okay? He shouldn't have came. He 100% shouldn't have came, all right? Let's not cook. That's what we're going to do. Let's not cook and let's not ride. All right, the next game will be the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Minnesota Vikings. This one is going to be a barn burner, all right? The Vikings continue to win games, all right? We got Kirk Cousins at a 4 o'clock slate, and we understand how good he is at 1 o'clock. So, do we want to go with that narrative? Dallas Cowboys coming off a embarrassing loss. Which one is the true? Which one is true? So, the Cowboys clearly had full control of that game against the Green Bay Packers and got super, super unlucky with some turnovers. And miraculously, the Green Bay Packers came back. Minnesota Vikings got lucky at the end of that game, and Josh Allen fumbled that ball. I think I'm going to go with the time zones. They're putting him outside of his time zone. Let's go with Dak Prescott getting things right yet again. Zeke should be back in this game with him and Tony Pollard going. Their solid defense. I think the Dallas Cowboys get revenge and get this road victory against the Minnesota Vikings here. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys here against the Minnesota Vikings in this particular game. I have to choose the over-under. I would choose the over of 48.5, all right? This is a very tightly contested game, all right? So let's clear out some of these. Let's clear out all these. I'm going to clear all because I pretty much filled it up. So we're going to leave the 4 o'clock plays right now. I had to choose the over. Next game will be the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers here. -3.5 favorites, road favorites here. The Cincinnati Bengals over under 40 and the -180 on the money line. If you want the Steelers, it's +155. All right. So in division matchup here, Steelers getting TJ Watt back, and they are a way better team with him. This should be a good matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary, but TJ Watt is a huge factor. So I'm going to go with the home team here to cover in division with the +3.5, and I would not be surprised if the Bengals lose this game, all right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see that money line in the Steelers. So give me the +3.5 in division matchup here with TJ Watt back. That's going to be big going against the Cincinnati Bengals, all right, who have struggled. If that run game's not going, there's been problems here without Jamar Chase getting the ball to Tyler Boyd and to T. Higgins, all right? Next will be the Sunday Night Football showdown. Will be the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Los Angeles Chargers here in another in-division matchup. So we got some great 4 o'clock games here. It's really jam-packed. And in this game, we have an over-under of 52. We have the money line on the side of the Kansas City Chiefs. Road favorites here, -245, and the over in the total at a -5.5. So a really weird number here in between 3 and 7 in division matchup. This one is going to be close and hard to decide, okay? So on the Los Angeles Chargers side, they're going to get Keenan Allen back and Mike Williams, all right? Are they 100%? You gotta believe that they're going to be 100% enough to play in this game, all right? So they should be some big X factors in that department. Kansas City Chiefs come in a little bit hampered at the wide receiver, but Kadarius Toney is going to provide some upside. Marquez Valdes-Scantling can definitely take the top off the offense. That's why I'm leaning towards the over in this game. If I needed to choose a winner, or a point line, this one is the tough one. Give me the +5.5. Give me the home underdog here at +5.5 in the in-division matchup. If you give me the points, I'll take it. If you want to bump it to 7, that's fine by me. But I don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs clear-cut blow out the Los Angeles Chargers. We're seeing better performances from Justin Herbert, and now he's getting his 2 weapons back in this football game. So those are big bonuses for the LA Chargers, all right? And then last but not least, for Week 11, we have the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Arizona Cardinals. This Cardinals team has been through a whole bunch of turmoil. Kyler Murray has played horribly, despite the fact that they're getting healthier at the wide receiver department, all right? And this San Francisco 49ers team is a well-oiled machine offensively, all right? Very strong defensively at the beginning of the season. Things are turning a little bit differently the past couple games if we're really looking at DVOA. So in this game, -8 is a lot of points, but this Arizona Cardinals team continues to struggle to put long-lasting offensive drives together, all right? So I'm going to have to go with the -8 in the 49ers and the -330 money line. Give me the 49ers, all right? So those are going to be our plays for Week 11. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to sign up for the Patreon if you want the last-minute 100% locks of Week 11. That's going to be in the Patreon. If you want DFS plays, that's going to be in the Patreon. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And I'll be back with another video very soon. All right? Peace out, guys.